Namaste. Welcome. Today we're going to do a very quick practice that's going to target the neck and the shoulders. If you are headache prone or migraine prone, this is a nice little practice that you can do on a regular basis in order to maintain the absence of tension in your shoulders and in your neck, which, when the migraine does hit, is going to make it slightly more tolerable. Not a cure. Wouldn't do any of this while I'm actually having a migraine episode, but talk to your doctor if you're unsure. We're not going to do anything that's super challenging. In fact, we're not going to do anything that's challenging at all. Just a very basic, gentle, everyday stretch that hopefully, when your headache or migraine does come, is going to make it slightly more tolerable. So let's get right into it. Take a breath in. You can stay in Sukhasana, or you can actually just sit in your chair for this. And I'm going to start by gently nodding. We would want to tuck our chin into our chest, and on the way up, we want to look up. Give it a couple more. And now we're going to synchronize our breath with the movement. We're going to exhale on the way down. We're going to inhale on the way up. You don't have to actually look up. You can just keep your eyes closed. Just make sure that your motion is as smooth as you can muster. Because if your neck is tense, you would notice some kind of a jerky movement in the back of your neck. That's totally normal. We're just going to notice that and probably slow down. Don't regulate the rhythm of your breath here at all. When you want to take an inhale, go up. When you want to take an exhale, go down, linger, and the lowest point before your body tells you to take another inhale. Linger in the topmost point before your body tells you to take another exhale. We're going to give it a couple more. And we're going to come back to being upright. And we're going to keep nodding, this time sideways. There is an objective here that we want to hold light in our mind. And the objective is to touch your ear on the shoulder without lifting the shoulder up to meet the ear. But you absolutely don't have to. Go at your own pace. Never rush anywhere. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. Any kind of rocking motion is super soothing. give it a couple more on each side. Before coming back to the center. And here we're going to take a breath in. We're going to hug ourselves like this, putting our fingers on our shoulder blades ideally, or however close you can hug yourself. And we're going to start turning our torso side to side. The head goes into the direction your body goes. So we're going to add the upper body twist. Just large twisting motions, side to side. You can keep your eyes closed here. If you want to add a pranayama or a breathing technique elements to this, you can actually start taking very sharp inhales through your nose, very sharp exhales through your nose. This technique is called the bellows breath, and it's going to look like this. Keep going if you want to go this way. I'm going to stop to tell you that bellows breath does a very interesting thing for your blood. It hyperoxygenates it, feeds it with as much oxygen as is available to your body, as your body can absorb. So you don't want to do it for too long. If you're still doing it, stop now. You want to go for at least 10 cycles if you're just beginning. You can go up to a minute. That's probably going to make you dizzy. You don't want that. You don't want hyperventilation. You want just rich oxygenation of your blood that actually helps get fresh blood to your brain so that your headache is hopefully not as headachy. With any rotational motion, you never want to stop abruptly. You just want to start making your motions smaller and smaller and smaller until you're completely stationary in the center. And from here, we're going to let our arms drop. If your hands are tired, just wiggle your fingers and your wrists, roll them if you'd like. And what we're going to do now, we're going to lift our arms, grab our elbows, find a good comfortable position, put your forearms on the back of your head. And from here, we're going to start lowering your body, coming back up. We're just going to do it several times just to get the feel of our shoulders opening here. This is not actually our objective. We're just trying to stretch our shoulders slightly. Before we go back to the rolling motion, here you gotta be super gentle. Don't try to make large motions right away. You can close your eyes here for a bit. Feel your shoulder blades dancing under your skin. It's a yummy feeling. I'm gonna give it a couple more whirls. Again, you don't want to do a lot. You just want to maintain the suppleness, the relaxation of both of your neck and your shoulder girdle. You want the tension to leave them so that it will not contribute to your headache if and when it doesn't start. We're going to stop here, take a breath, fully relax our shoulders, and lift our arms up again, palms forward. And we're going to start extending our neck and bringing it back to look up. Just a couple more. You don't need to go too long at any of those. And I'm going to let my arms drop. Take a breath in. Fully exhale. And here I would want to be sitting in a position that is a stable position. So probably if you're sitting in a chair right now, what you can do is make sure that your feet are firmly planted into the ground. Because for this one, chances are you're going to get dizzy at some point. So you don't want to fall over. Because we're going to start making neck circles. Trying to go as far down on the way down, as far to the side on the way to the side, and as far back as is comfortable. Don't try to reach or strain. Just engage in this yummy, delicious motion. Keep your eyes closed if you can. If the situation allows, you can open your mouth, make your lower jaw relaxed. And the moment you start feeling dizzy, change the direction of the rotation. Try to go the other way. I always get asked whether or not some neck cracking is okay. As far as I know, yes. It actually is. That's supposed to happen. But if you're too bothered by your neck cracking, just make your circles smaller. We're going to start stopping in a second by making our circles smaller anyways. You never want to finish large rotational motion abruptly. You do want to let it come to a stop in the center eventually. Take a breath in here. And now we're going to stay very still for a second. I want you to focus your attention on the back of your neck and the back of your head now. Chances are you're feeling some warmth here. Let's visualize this warmth as a kind of a warm compress that spreads all over our neck, all over the back of our head. If you don't want warm compress, try to think of what image would work for you. Some of my students imagine warm jam dripping down their neck and magically raising up to the back of their head. When I do teach elementary, that's probably why. Take a breath and see if you can stretch that sensation of warmth, whatever it is for you, all over your shoulders, all over the back of your head. See if you can send it to your lower jaw so that it too is relaxed. Keep breathing and keep enjoying the sensation of warmth as it spreads around your neck and shoulders and the head. And know that it is available to you if you're suffering with a tension headache or with a migraine, which I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Know that in the midst of pain, there is still some comfort available. So even though I wouldn't do those exercises if I were in the active phase of any kind of headache or migraine, I would still take that feeling of warmth that I did generate in the exercise. And when I am not feeling well, I would recall that feeling of warmth, that warm cushion, or warm jam, or warm compress, whatever it is for you. I would recall it and focus my attention on that instead of focusing on how much I hurt. Take a breath in, and thank you for doing the practice with me today. Namaste.